Hi, I'm the Queen of Kingsbury, and I'll be reviewing another book for you today. It is called Old Homes, New Life, The Resurrection of the British Country House. It is written by Clive Aslet, photographed by Dylan Thomas, published by Triglyph Books. And make no mistake, this is not a book about your country cottages in England. This is about ancient castles that are lived in by regular families, passed down through their aristocratic family lineage, and their life now is keeping up the castle. And it's an extremely interesting book. This was a Mother's Day gift picked out, I think, by my middle son, and I absolutely love it. Another perfect book for me, right up my alley. So I hope join me and enjoy viewing some of these beautiful cottages. Old Homes, New Life, The Resurgence of the British Country House. So here's this beautiful book I got for Mother's Day. Here's the binding. It's lovely bright red. Love that. Nicely bound. And it has the title page and the contents. So this book covers 12 castles. I wouldn't call it a country house, but maybe 100 years ago it was called a country house. But these are no doubt castles. These are the 12 castles this book covers. Here is the map where all the castles are located. It's all across England. And here are the names of the particular castles. Inverary Castle, the House of Argyll. Hopetoun House, owned by the Earl and Countess of Hopetoun. Hutton on the Forest, in Cumbria, the Lord and Lady Inglewood. Burton Agnes Hall, in Yorkshire, owned by Simon and Olivia Cunliffe Lister. Doddington Hall, owned by James and Claire Birch. Grimsthorpe Castle, owned by Baroness Willoughby de Eresby, Sebastian and Emma Miller. Helmingham Hall, in Suffolk, owned by the Honourable Edward and Sophie Tollemache. Mansfield Court, owned by Jonathan and Lucy Chenevix Trench. Broughton Castle, in Oxfordshire, owned by the Honourable Martin and Pauline Fines. Loseley Park, owned by Alexander and Sophie Moore Molyneux. Firrell Place, in East Essex, owned by Viscount and Viscountess Gage, the Honourable Henry Gage. Powderham Castle, in Devon, owned by the Earl and Countess of Devon. There's another look at the map. So, Mansfield Court, the lovely family that lives there. So each chapter is on each separate house, and they give the history or what's happening currently with the house. Beautiful pictures and imagery. Look at these stained glass windows. Very sweet. And then lovely, gorgeous pictures of the castle. And each one features a family portrait inside the castle. It's lovely. And this is the Mansfield Court with the Malvern Hills beyond. Oh, that was a previous page. This page, the Chenevix Trench family. Children, Jack, Max, May, and Evie. Parents, Lucy and John, in the hall of Madras Field. Look at that fireplace. Look at that. Here's the beautiful pictures, and look at that lovely what they get to grow up around, the family entrance reached by a covered bridge. Look at that. I wonder if that bridge goes over a moat. Some of these castles still have moats. And then the end of each chapter has the history of that particular castle, the history of Madresfield Court. Is this one here. Here's a picture of Loseley Court. They're in the drawing room. Loseley Court is in Surrey. Here's the chapter on Helmingham Hall in Suffolk. It's a husband and wife. The Honourable Ed and Sophie Tollemache in their drawing room. Here's the Tollemache family in their beautiful, gorgeous house. It says Ed in the boudoir with his children, Theo, Stella, and Ralph, the 4th Earl of Dysart's architectural decoration of about 1750 was adapted to existing Tudor proportions, making a room that contrives to be both grand and cozy. I'll say. Certainly grand. Lovely. Decorated and very warm for a castle. Here's Burton Agnes Hall in Yorkshire. So there are 4 lovely children who get to grow up in a castle. Here's a picture of them practicing their music on the courtyard. Looking out onto the courtyard and all the lovely things on display. And this is their great hall. Look at that architecture and those, the detail of this. Sculptures on the wall. It's beautiful. The wood paneling, the beautiful antiques. So naturally, while browsing through this book, one has to pick out their favorite, and Broughton Castle in Oxfordshire, I think, is my favorite, at this point at least. Here's a beautiful family that lives in this castle now. The Honourable Martin and Pauline Fiennes with their sons Ned, Ivo, and Guy in the kitchen at Broughton Castle, installed in the 1970s beneath a 14th century vault. So let's take a better look at that picture. I'll say that's a 70s kitchen, but take a gander at that ceiling. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. Look at that. So that would be the vaulted ceiling that he's talking about. Just the opulence and the gorgeousness of this photo. Already the kitchen's dated, but, something like that, what's underneath that stone ceiling will really never go out of date or out of style. Another picture of Broughton Castle in Oxfordshire. There's their music room. It's very cozy, even with the stone wall and the old piano. And here's the pièce de résistance of Broughton Castle in Oxfordshire. Look at this room. I would call that the knight's room. Look at that. There's exposed stone, armor, and red velvet furniture. It's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Just imagine visiting there. Let alone growing up there. That would be fantastic. I hope this is capturing just how beautiful and unique these homes are. The red velvet furniture, I had read, this is old furniture that they reupholstered in the town of Oxfordshire, or in the county of Oxfordshire. And I guess somebody chose red velvet really very appropriately. And there was paneling over this stone wall that they took off to expose the stone wall, so it would have this gorgeous look. Look at these alcoves with the armor. Now that's a room you can have a great party in. Here's a gorgeous shot of the staircase. It's quite a warm staircase for this type of castle, but very nicely done. Here's a picture of the swans gliding on the moat outside the castle. English garden. Beautiful aerial shot. And yes, it does have a full moat around the castle. The moat is here. This goes around the castle. There's the bridge going over. And this is their own chapel, built also in the 1300s. The moat goes all the way around. It's beautiful. And that chapter ends with the history of Broughton Castle. Another lovely castle, Inversary Castle, Argyll, Duke of Argyll. Babbling Brooks. It's lovely, look at that. I mean, this is a real photograph, not a painting. Look at the castle there, right on the water here. So let's go back to this picture. This young man, it says, is Archie Campbell, the Marquis of Lorne, sitting by a rushing Highland burn. In his younger days, he served as a page of honor to Her Majesty the Queen. That's what that says. Inversary Castle is on the bank of Loch Fyne. It was begun by the 3rd Duke of Argyll in 1744. Here's the armory. The armory hall is 70 feet high. That's 70. And here are the coats of arms to all the castles and their families. Well, hi! Thanks for watching. This is the Queen of Kingsbury, and I hope you enjoyed the review. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell so you will know when I post another royal book review. Thanks again, and thanks for watching.